Hello, I'm Zahin, and I'm the creative director behind Zin Studios and also the lead sound designer, composer, and music producer here. Today, I will be breaking down how I produce the music for the committee to promote Chinese language learning's Shang Hua Wen promo video. I think my goals going into this project was to capture a sound that felt eclectic, colorful, and fun. The ad is designed to promote Chinese language learning for youths, especially in secondary school, and I was thinking of drawing inspirations from music that are popular to them. Lots of inspirations were drawn from music that are quite viral on apps like TikTok and also Instagram, and we settled for a sound that was quite electronic and it's adjacent to a style that is likened to hyperpop. I was listening to lots of Korean pop and also Mandarin pop songs from artists like New Jeans or Cat's Eye, Tia Feng, even Charlie XCX. All of them are great at this electronic music style. I guess that was where I was drawing lots of inspiration for this music production. I feel that it would resonate really well with the youth to include that sort of style. I actually created 3 different versions and instrumentals, and all of them are sort of like electronic, a little bit hyperpop influence here and there, but generally it's quite an electric and has a super energetic feel. The first one has a digipop direction. There's lots of cute game sounds interpolating with each other. There's lots of complex rhythms, and it almost feels like you're in an arcade. There's all these cute and adorable sounds that almost liken to bubbles bursting here and there, and I like that kind of like imagery of like bubblegum inspired sounds that I think adds a lot of cuteness and quirkiness to the overall sounds. There's lots of cute vocal chops also included to give this very adorable and bubblegum pop kind of direction as well. For the second option, I felt like it needs to be super electronic dance sort of vibe. I think the sound here is a lot darker. Definitely is quite reminiscent of like the early 2000s club culture. The opening here is so dramatic and it's quite grand, and I thought it's a fantastic way to open up the song. And I weaved in an element of hyperpop here and there to brighten up the energy and also uplift the overall tone. But generally, it has this drama added to it. There's so many variations of hyperpop music, and I think like this one feels like it would be something that might be produced in the early 2000s, and it has that earlier sound of hyperpop music. The final music option became a favorite amongst a lot of people, and the client eventually chose this to be part of the final video. The style of the music has a sweetness to it and it has a youthful feel. It's quite common in lots of like Korean girl groups or bands. I feel like the style is quite iconic to their culture or in K-pop music, and I believe this particular option is a good blend of the first 2 options. It's a little bit softer in tone. There's a soft touch to it. When I was creating this song, I started with the chord progressions, and it follows with this pattern. And that is pretty much the foundation of the track. But to make it feel a bit more special, I decided to put an arpeggiator on top of it. And that really allowed to break down all the notes and kind of like open up the frequency spectrum and make it feel even more immersive. I have lots of different synthesizers layered on alongside the chord progressions. This is one of them. It has a dreamy tone, it feels very calm, it's quite soothing, and it's very zen. And I wanted to elevate that even further by using this kind of like twinkling FM piano sort of tone. When the FM piano comes in, it adds this softness to the sound. I think it sounds so adorable. To uplift the mood even further, I use all these different samples of chords. They feel like they're bursting. And I feel like they add the perfect amount of cuteness to the sound. I use these kind of like chopped samples that are being reversed to give a lot more movement in the music. And I like that it adds a rhythmic feeling to the sound as well. Very gently in the background, I also put this soft electronic guitar playing a few melodies to add a very dreamy tone and gives you a very spacious feel. All these delays also further adds on to that very light and ethereal, cute bubblegummy feeling as well. To amplify the choruses, I just used the same FM piano that I used earlier in a different melody or arrangement and created these other layers when the chorus plays. It helps to open up the song and make it feel even more enjoyable for the listener. Alongside the kick bass, I feel like I needed a little bit more complexity in the bass sounds. I got the assistance from one of my teammates, Daniel, to actually create the bass line for this song, utilizing the electric bass guitar. I guess when I'm hearing this, my headspace immediately connects it to like maybe Avril Lavigne. I'm hearing that kind of influence over here, that pop rock kind of feeling as well. So for the percussions, it really is as simple as this. I like the squeaky quality. It makes it a lot more fun and a little bit quirky. It almost reminds me of when you're a kid and you're winding up those toys, and when you wind it up, then it starts to move. The sound reminds me of that, and I think that's a very fun and playful element to include in the percussions. Vocal chops in particular is so important to this piece of music because I guess it iterates that kind of hyper pop and electronic dance kind of style. You hear this a lot in electronic music productions, and I had to ensure that I was using a sound that was really cutesy and it feels almost like a group of your best friends going to the mall and just having fun. I think I wanted to also hone into that cutesy sound even further, referencing shows that I used to watch like Sailor Moon or Wings Club, and they always have these kind of sparkly tones that is associated to their transformation or their magical powers. So I included those elements into the song as well, utilizing chimes and bells and synthesizers to create a sparkly tone and quality to the music. My favorite part about this project was collaborating with Claire and Zahin to assist with the Mandarin lyrics. And Zahin eventually sang the song for us as well. When she came down to sing for us in the studio, her voice just has this resonance and clarity, and it's so freaking beautiful to listen to her sing this song. So these are the vocals for Zahin.
嘿，朋友，一起来，我们用华文来表达，别害怕，勇敢多说一句话，未来就在前方。
So much clarity, and her voice is so crisp and so clean, and it has the right amount of sweetness to the tone, and I think it fits the genre and the style so well. And I mean, I kind of asked for a better talent to sing this song less. So Tuan, if you're looking at this video, thank you so much for working with us and singing this song for us. We really appreciate it. And also I'd like to thank Claire, for overseeing all the productions and making sure that we're on the right path and working together and collaborating with us for this song. So thank you. To make this song even more exciting at the ending of the sentences, I just chopped up the vocals so that it adds a bit more rhythm.
勇敢多说一句话，未来就在前方准备。
So all of these kind of things, you know, they almost sound like they're fluttering, right? And I think in conjunction with like the sparkles and like all these sound effects, it adds, you know, to like the cuteness and like the adorable tone that we're trying to achieve in this piece of music lah. As you know, the song is titled, you know, Shang Hua Wen. Of course, we needed to iterate those in the lyrics as well. So we included that in the chorus.
好出发，来勇敢表达。
As you can hear, there's lots of different harmonies inside for the lyric of Shang Hua Wen. From, let's say, this.
爱上花纹，爱上花纹。
We also have things like this. So that when all of them come together, you know, it really creates like the fullness and the richness of all the voices coming together.
爱上花纹，爱上花纹。
I think textures and adding contrast in your music production is so important. I love all these like beeps and bops that you're hearing in the overall sound, and it sounds so quirky and it's so fun. There's a playful quality to it, and I think it definitely stimulates, you know, the different parts of your brain, and it's so engaging to listen to a piece of music with all these different elements coming together. And I guess to have all of this, in addition to the promo video, I hope it's a fun way to help youth engage with the Mandarin language. I'm Zahin, and that's how I produced the music for CPCLL's Shang Hua Wen promo video. If you like what you hear and see, please subscribe to us for more similar content. I'll see you guys next time.